Hi there, welcome to this video. This is Tina from tinahills.com, and today I am speaking to you about an Aries ascendant, a Libra moon, and an Aries sun. So welcome if this is your position, natal position, and if these are your natal positions and placements, then let's dive straight to the point. You have your ascendant in cardinal fire, yang. You have your moon in cardinal air, yang. And you have your sun, first house sun, very powerful, exalted sun, exuding all his power and being glorious. First house sun conjunct your ascendant, okay? And you have a seventh house moon. So you're actually very dependent on relationships, much more than you would accept. Now, straight off the bat, you have a lot of cardinal energy going. Cardinal energy is all about shift and change. When the seasons change, the particular signs that it happens in are the four cardinal signs. Of course, the two we are discussing, Aries and Libra and Cancer and Capricorn. And these are the signs that bring in the changes of the season. Okay, the change of seasons, they are brought through by these signs. So you understand there is a lot of change, there is a lot of flux, there is a lot of shift, sudden shifts out of nowhere. Aries is tremendously, see, for you, you have your ascendant and sun, exalted sun in the first house. In Aries, it's very important to understand the karma of Aries, and also very important to understand your moon sign karma, because it becomes a challenge for you after the age of 35. I'll tell you why. Now, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. When the soul enters Aries after the 30th degree of Pisces, which is the degree of archetypalization, the soul experiences a mini Big Bang, and everything is born anew. Think of what happens when the sun moves into Aries. We have the spring in northern hemisphere, and we have the promise of renewal, of everything starting again. So with Aries, you're definitely about newness, definitely about being very assertive. After all, you're ruled by Mars, the god of strife and war. But not just that, Mars is also our I do principle or action principle. So Aries is the first sign, as I said, and ruled by Mars. And it's very yang. Even the women with Aries ascendant, they tend to appear very yang. Now the ascendant is the Yangian mask you wear. It is how the world perceives you. It's how you look. It's a sum total of your whole being. Okay, that is the ascendant. And with an Aries ascendant, you are very purposeful in your stride. You walk with, authority, which is why I said you have a purposeful stride. People tend to notice that. Now, Aries rules the head, so this is very much, it's also about how you look, the ascendant. So this is what Aries rules. So this is for you in focus, of course. So you are definitely going to be very, you're definitely going to have sharp features, very well-defined features. Edgy look in the eyes, temperamental and moody. Eyes may even lack compassion. Okay, now, as I said, women, more testosterone. Guys, very alpha males, a lot of them, very dominant energy. Aries, not afraid of eye contact, will stare down an enemy, will intimidate an enemy. It's after all the forte of Mars, the archetypal male that wants to go out and conquer. Okay, but this is very important also to balance the Martian energy, because you're so swift and so fast and so quick that you don't think, and you act, you speak, and you can get hurt, or you can hurt other people. Okay, so now eyes, very edgy. You want to intimidate people with your glare, and you can do that very successfully. You can have very prominent cheekbones, sharp nose, uh, thinnish lips, narrow chin. You love the color red, so red lipstick and highlights and maybe even red streaks in your hair. Now, if you have any issues with your Mars, who's your ascendant ruler, then you can have brittle hair. Too much fire is not good, but nothing extra virgin, cold pressed coconut oil won't fix. You've got, you can even have glasses with a difficult Mars, okay? And especially what's going on in your 6th house, that's Virgo. That will tell you a lot. You can even develop ENT issues, okay, because this again and again, persistent acne, migraine, restlessness. Virgo rules the nervous system as well as the digestive system. So we understand how they're interconnected, and for an Aries individual, your health is your 6th house, Virgo. So as I said, you could be of ruddy complexion, red, or you like your blush, you like your highlighter. And difficult aspects can see you even have glasses, but even if you don't, you like to slap on a pair of shades because you just like to emphasize this part of you, all right? But if you don't empower your restless energy that you have with Aries, then you can land up, getting in trouble. So exercise is a must. You have a Libra moon, so you're very artistic. So something that has to do with arts, maybe dance or something, because you have this fire. So maybe dance would be a good avenue for you, or Pilates or calisthenics or something like that. Something that is aesthetic as well as it burns what you need to burn, because you need to really use this Aries energy, otherwise it can be very destructive, right? Now remember what you put in the stomach, because if you put incorrect things and you can't digest, you can have a headache, okay, all kinds of migraines. Now, if during difficult aspects of, say, Mars to your natal Mars, or to your Saturn, or Saturn to Mars, be careful of accidents, fires, be careful of heavy machinery, guns, or just road rage, driving under the influence and all of that. Be careful. Other than that, you are the infant of the zodiac, so there'll always be a selfish streak to you, because the infant understands self-preservation. So it's all right to be selfish, but as Stephen Forrest, the eminent astrologer, says, that the goal of Aries should be enlightened selfishness. Rest, your soul is here to soak in the agitating fires of Aries, which are not easy to deal with. They are a tempestuous, volatile energy. But once you understand how to work with this energy, and for you this is so important because this is your sun and your ascendant. So this is about initiating the archetype of the pioneer, the trailblazer, but not great with detailing. Even Libra is not great with detailing. So that is something you need to work on. Checking, of course, where your Mars is going to be very, very important for you in your natal chart, Mars. But Aries soul ruler is actually Mercury in esoteric astrology. So it tells me that Aries is not just about the Martian combativeness. It is actually all about higher wisdom. And the soul is now incarnate in the zodiac and wants to acquire this higher wisdom, but it must execute actions to get wisdom. We know that if we experience something in our lives, it becomes real for us. Okay, if we experience something bad, I mean, then we actually attach a meaning and memory to that badness. Otherwise, it's just statistics for us. So everything is about the soul's evolution, and when the soul enters Aries, this is essentially a change of directionality. Because with Aries, everything is born anew and everything starts fresh. As Ptolemy says, Claudius Ptolemy in Tetrabiblos says that the moistness of spring forms a primary beginning in the zodiac. similar to that of the animal kingdom. So when we have spring, that is the energy of Aries. Everything bursts forth with momentum. So that is what Aries is about, momentum, impulse to move, to grow, to experience, to love. Mars is also a sexuality. So if you have a well-balanced Mars, then you could be sexually empowered. If you have an imbalanced, afflicted Mars and you don't know what to do with all this energy, you could become addicted to this, because essentially you have a very strong libido. Mars is you like the chase, you like to conquer, you like to be the dominant, and having both your first house sun, a conjuncture ascendant, definitely means you are dominant. Even though your Libra moon may not inherently want to dominate or control, but I think you could very easily switch sides if you find someone you want to submit to, but otherwise you are the dominant. Now, as I said, be very careful with the Aries energy, especially in regards to accidents, freak fires. Now the moon is a very private part of you. It is the very opposite of the ascendant. The ascendant is the Jungian mask. It is how the world perceives you. The moon is who you are internally, your emotions, your childhood, your thought patterns, your everyday habits, how you were nurtured, how you nurture, how you will be as a mother, your mother. All of this is the moon. Okay, and the moon does not do well in Libra, because the moon is about emotions and connecting. Interestingly, Libra is the only sign of the zodiac that has something inanimate. I mean, even Sag does now, but in ancient times, since Libra was is a much newer sign. The ancients had 10 signs. So Virgo and Scorpio were fused into one, and then later on they were split up and Libra was introduced. So you are definitely cold somewhere internally. You love the good things. You may not know how to balance yourself, because Libra is tremendously dependent on relationships. It's the seventh sign of the zodiac, ruled by Venus, and Venus in her airy emanation. So it's very intellectual. Okay, it's very much about arts and craft, and that's why I said dance, because you have the Aries energy and you have the Libra moon understanding of beauty and movement. Okay, so that's why I had said dance would be a very good avenue for you to channel that energy. Even martial arts, Tai Chi, because Libra understands the beauty of life. But it's essentially about relationships. But what is relationship? What is it really worth without beauty? And Libra understands that Libra's true soul understanding should be the establishment of correct relationships, not just with people, but also with all things around us. Okay, so Libra, you have to truly question that: are you stuck in some situation because you're trying to please people, you're trying to fit in, or because if you are, then your soul ruler Uranus is going to shock you. Okay, because Uranus is the ultimate liberator, and Libra does tend to be caught and tends to be slightly slavish, even if it's to luxury, even if it is to materialism. They can be very prone to that. And the sun is your father, it's your goals, your ambitions. It's how you take your key and project it out into the world. You have it in Aries, first house. You're all about initiating, leadership, going forward, indomitable spirit, tireless, tremendous energy, very restless if the energy is not being used and you don't know how to ground this. The lack of empathy could arise, because these three signs are not really into emotions and empathy and psychic awareness and compassion. But always remember that it's not just about violence and going ahead and getting what you want. Aries is about higher wisdom. And Libra is actually about establishing the correct relationships. Something, because Libra and Taurus are the path of the Buddha. The Buddha gained liberation in the era of Taurus. And its polarity, Libra is all about the scales of math balance. So walk the middle path with this and you can never fail. Hope you like that video. Subscribe please. Make it possible for me to do what I do. Comment and visit my website www.tinaisa.com.